you for coming here today. My name is Michelle Garrison, and I am a teacher with DPS. I want to tell you guys a bit about why I'm here today. A few years ago, I moved out here to Denver in 2012. I had taught in Illinois for 6 years before I came out here. And let me tell you, how it is in Denver is not how it is everywhere for teachers. Unfortunately, when I used to work in Illinois, it was rare for a teacher to leave. When the teacher left the school, it was because they were tired. It was not because they were so broke that they had to get a different job. It wasn't because they were so broke that they had to move back in with their parents. It wasn't because they were so broke that they had to move out of the state. How things are in Denver is not how they are in the rest of the United States. But we're here to change that. After I lived here a few years, I decided it was time to purchase a home. I was fortunate that I was able to go through a limited income housing program called the Affordable Housing Program. As a professional person, I had to go through a limited income program to purchase a home. And when I was purchasing a home, my mortgage lender, when I walked in the door, said, "Oh, you're a Denver teacher." He said that because our salaries are so confusing that even professional financial consultants are totally confused about how to even approach giving us a mortgage. I'd wonder what that mortgage lender had to say today, because today I make less money than I did when I bought my house 3 years ago. This is because of our confusing bonus system, where the bonuses are a mysterious amount, and they magically become less and less every year. But let me tell you, this is about more than just pay. This is about the experience our students have in schools. My mother is a paraprofessional back in Illinois, and she works at the elementary school where I went as a child. She just sent me a text message yesterday that said, "Your second grade teacher says good luck to you," because my second grade teacher still works at the same school. Don't we want that for our students? Don't we want our students to grow up and still get text messages about, hey, your teacher remembers you and they still care about you and they're still here? This is what we're fighting for today. I'm fighting for me and my family. I'm fighting for my students to have their teachers there year after year that teach their brothers, that maybe even teach their own children. And I'm here for my colleagues, because my colleagues deserve respect. I'm on strike because I am angry and tired of the lip service that DPS gives us, especially about equity, especially about caring for our teachers. If they truly cared about equity in teachers, they would pay us a predictable living wage to help stop turnover in schools like mine. Our bargaining team is across the street right now fighting for just that. Let's let them hear us across the street. Speakers lined up for you to tell you a little bit about why they're here today and what all this energy is about, and to keep us fired up, fighting for what we know to be right. So we have some shout outs of some folks here today. We have some members of the IAF, which is an organization of which DCTA is a part. It's an organization of congregations, unions, and nonprofits that are working collectively to solve community problems, just like the problem of teacher turnover and teacher pay in our schools. We also want to give a shout out to some of our union brothers and sisters who have been helping us today. The Teamsters who brought the sweet truck out today. The Laborers International Union Local 720 who helped us with setup. And our fellow CEA educators from Pueblo, Cherry Creek, Aurora, and Blackwood. I'm going to introduce our first speaker today. Our first speaker is Reverend Wright, Selena Wright, who is a member of the IAF.
Thank you. It is a privilege to be here today. Over the last 4 years, IAF has quietly and below the radar listened to the community, to the Denver community. And we have heard again and again stories of enormous economic pressures on working families, compounded by insufficient wages, high costs of daycare, healthcare, and of course housing, making it difficult in Denver to live and to thrive. But for IAF, we are not here to be against the district and in support only of the teachers, but I am here and IAF is here because my faith calls me to recognize the fundamental dignity of all people in our community, and part of that is paying enough to live with dignity. We believe the blessings of creation are for all of us to share, and we believe in shared prosperity. In my sacred text, there is a tradition of naming injustice, calling out from the depths of despair and knowing there is hope in that as well. The psalmist cries out, "How long?" And for all of us here today, I hear you asking that question as well. How long? How long must teachers scrape together the supplies needed to fill their classrooms? You cry out, "How long?" and the community is responding, "Too long." How long will those in the classroom, those who are directly impacting not only the knowledge but the character of our children, be devalued in the face of inflated administrators who remain at a distance? How long? Too long! How long will our educators struggle to live in proximity to their students because they cannot afford to live where they work? How long? Too long! How long will the district say it values its staff when threats are made against immigrant teachers to which an apology does not erase fear? How long? How long? For too long you have done your jobs with love and care and compassion. For too long you have been at the negotiating table asking for transparency and a living wage. For too long you have hoped that change would come on its own, but now you all have a revised lesson plan. When my church takes our faith outside of our church building, we say we are praying with our feet. Today you are teaching with your feet. You are crying out for your students. How long? You are crying out for your families. How long? You are crying out for the future. How long? How long? We are with you and we will remain with you, for it has been too long.
Thank you, Reverend Wright. Now we're going to bring out someone to get you all hyped up. Tiffany Choi.
The teachers united will never be divided. 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 The teachers united will never be divided.
speaker, we'd like to bring up a DPS parent and community member. Please welcome Amy Duclos.
Hello. My name is Amy Duclos, live in Southeast Denver. I am a parent of South High and Merrill Middle School students and have spearheaded advocacy. Yeah, go Rebels! Jaguars! I've spearheaded advocacy in my region. I helped get Knight Academy open, among other accomplishments. I taught for 4 years at CU Boulder, and I know how hard your jobs are. I am empowered by you. And I am not the only one feeling that way. Every single parent that I have talked to supports DPS teachers. Your students are learning from you right now. I had 6 teachers from Merrill Middle School at my house for dinner last night. And every one of us at the table was concerned about lost instructional time. My 6th grade daughter chimed in, "Mom, I've learned as much in the past 2 weeks as I've learned all of last semester." The students are learning from you right now. Learning that when we experience inequity, we can and should fight for equity. Learning that we are so much stronger when we stand together as a community. Learning that we should trust our hearts and we should not sit down when we know our fight is right. I feel so honored that my kids are learning from you. I know they'll continue to learn from you when you have them back in your classrooms, when they see you on the news, when these stories go viral. When you head to the ballot box this November, let's flip this board. Let's support our students, retain our teachers, and give Denver Public Schools the equity it so needs and deserves.
Special education teacher at Farrell B. Howell.
Hello from the Bellow. My name is John Haycraft and I am pissed. I am a husband, a father of 3 in DPS schools, a mild moderate special education teacher at Farrell B. Howell in the far northeast. And I am troubled by our turnover. When I started 8 years ago, there are 5 friends and colleagues still with me at Howell. 5 out of 53. I'm here to tell the district administrators that unreliable pro-comp incentives do not work. Is Howell a difficult school in a rough part of town with a tough population who have higher needs than most? No. Screw that. Howell is a wonderful place to work. The Bellow is a beautiful part of town with amazing students. Who have the needs that they have. Still, as time goes on, I ask myself more and more each year, how long can I keep doing this? People call it burnout, but that's not the right word. I haven't burned out, I've been demoralized. When we jump through the hoops of PDUs for increases that we've already earned, we're demoralized. When I'm asked to track SLOs, even though each and every one of my students already has their own personalized set of IEP goals, it's demoralizing. Unreliable, fluctuating, inconsistent pro-comp bonuses that do nothing to encourage retention are demoralizing. I bought students food, coats, school supplies, books to keep at home, and even alarm clocks. When I learned how a single admin bonus could have paid those out-of-pocket costs 100 times over, it's demoralizing. I'd like to say that our anger isn't all about the money, but it sure is a big piece of it. In my 8 years, in my early years, I would try and recruit and entice my 8th grade students of color into the teaching profession. Good God, do we need more teachers of color. But I don't do that anymore. A few months ago, my oldest child mentioned that he might want to grow up to be a teacher, and I tried to talk him out of it. We all want a better life for our children, for our students. But if you look at the path we're on now, education as a profession isn't a path for a better future for my children. If teaching isn't good enough for my child, how can I ask my students to do it? If I'm going to stay in teaching, then I need my colleagues to stay. We have to stop the turnover. If students don't see teachers commit to their futures, then how can we ask them to trust us, to believe in us, and to commit to their own future? And what right does the district have asking me to dedicate my time, energy, and passion to this profession when there's so little evidence that they're committed to my future? We can't keep going on like this. It reached a breaking point a long time ago. I'm here to tell you that I no longer accept what I cannot change. I'm fighting to change what I can no longer accept. Susanna Cordova, my name is John Haycraft, and I am pissed. We are pissed. Salaries are in the pits, and if I'm going to continue to follow this calling year after year, then I need to see an offer that proves that you give more than 2 shits.
If they won't pay us, shut it down. 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 If they won't pay us, shut it
guest teacher, Valerie Henderson from Sandra Todd Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Valerie Henderson, and I could not agree more with John. The Bellows is a beautiful part of this town. I am a proud Montbello graduate and a 19-year veteran teacher in the far northeast area. For a long time, I felt betrayed by DPS. I was hurt when, despite community opposition, the district ultimately closed our comprehensive high school. I felt as if our voice didn't matter when a multitude of neighborhood schools became either innovative or charter schools. I felt abandoned as I watched many wonderful educators choosing to stop teaching in our community or leave the profession altogether. I felt like our community was becoming invisible, and as the district mandates were negatively impacting our schools, our students, nothing was being done about it. I was hurt and angry when our base pay moved to experimental bonuses. But today, looking out at all of you and seeing this sea of red, I feel inspired. Thank you for helping me feel confident that by standing together, we are sending a clear message that our schools, our teachers, our families, and most importantly, our students deserve better, and we will keep fighting until that happens. Walking out of our classrooms has not been an easy choice. We would rather be with our students. But know this. Our campaign for fair compensation that focuses on base pay is also a fight against failing school reform efforts and a chance for teachers to build our collective power. And we will win! For standing up and fighting for education and for DPS students.
Susana, escucha, estamos en la lucha. 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 Susana, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
All right, thank you. Now I would like to introduce Dr. Joyce Brooks, who is the State's Education Chair for the Colorado NAACP.
What's up? Woo! You guys are fired up. Let's hear you roar, roar. It's a new day in Denver. A new day in Denver. Congratulations. Congratulations. Jorge, I need you to fix this, please, for me. I'm the oldest person in the room, and I love it. Do you guys know that I was second grade when the Brown decision came down? We didn't even have restrooms in the schools. So education was very important. The NAACP stood tall in the pocket and says we want equity in education for every child. They respected teachers. They taught us to respect teachers. And then in 1964, I finished high school. That was the year I graduated. Most of you weren't even born. Your parents weren't even born. We were still fighting for equity in education, equity for teachers. I applaud you. We now have a new fight, and we're fighting together. You know, blacks, whites, browns always fought together, but the powers that be made us think that we were separate and had so many differences that we could not come together and create better schools. You have heard us talk about the Industrial Areas Foundation, which is the IAF, that started in 1941. Boy, I feel like a history teacher up here, but I'm a history liver. And they brought unions together because of the backyards of Chicago, people fighting, children dying, people not eating, no health care. But out of those ashes came people united, coming together, and created an organization that still exists. And we are here in Colorado. We are here in Denver, and we've been pulling together. You are a dream come true. You are a result of unions, faith-based organizations, community organizations. You are the result. What you are doing, you are courageous. You came forward and you said, no more. We're not putting up with this anymore. And we joined you. We are joining you not just for this day, but for onward, to create better working conditions for you, to create better schools. The community owes you big time. That's why we're here. You guys have made national and international attention. Eyes are on Denver. Look at you. Look at you. Let's do it. Let's do it to them. Do it. Let's do it to them. Do it. Let's do it to them. Congratulations to you. God bless you.
And now we have another DPS teacher. Here we go, Jess, come on down. 1, 2, 3, 4, Denver students deserve more. 5, 6, 7, 8, DPS negotiate. 1, 2, 3, 4, Denver students deserve more. 5, 6, 7, 8, DPS negotiate. 1, 2, 3, 4, Denver students deserve more. 5, 6, 7, 8, DPS negotiate. 1, 2, 3, 4, Denver students deserve more. 5, 6, 7, 8, DPS negotiate.
I hope you remember that. We're going to need it later. My name is Jess Schneider. I am a proud educator at Knoll Community Arts School. Like every other teacher who spoke today, I work out in Montbello, and it is a beautiful place. I work at a high priority school, one that the district claims is at the heart of their proposal, and we are out here with all of you to fight for fair pay for all educators and equitable education for all students. Yesterday in Montbello, we held an amazing rally where we created this banner. As a community, we wanted to highlight all the amazing attributes of our far Northeast students. We wanted to uplift the voices of our community. Now, we want the voices of all of Denver to be heard. We have banners that hopefully no one is stepping on in the back. Our banners say, "Our students are, so they deserve." We want you to write all the amazing things your students are and all the amazing things they deserve at their schools on these banners. When you are ready to share, or when you are ready to write, we invite you to come up here and please share what you are going to write on these banners. We'll give you a few minutes to get this done. I'll get us started off. Our students are compassionate, so they deserve teachers that stay. Please, when you're ready to come up, please tell us what you're going to write on those posters. They are in the back. If someone could wave your hand where those posters are, there's plenty of markers. Get started.
All right, we're going to invite you up to the stage. What do you want to say about your students? What do they deserve? Yesterday in the Northeast, we made our own banner, and I wrote that my students are creative, and they deserve art and music and drama programs. Who else wants to say what our kids deserve?
My students are here, and they deserve to be taught by example.
Nuestros estudiantes son maravillosos y se merecen más recursos en español.
My students are empathetic, and they deserve social, emotional, and mental health supports every single day. Who else? Come on down. What do our kids deserve?
Mis alumnos son bilingües y merecen maestros con visas.
Come on, what do our kids deserve?
Oh, you guys are shy.
Our students are strong individuals who have so much going on in their lives, and they deserve better.
Our students are the future, and they deserve consistency and quality in their education.
My students are brave, and they deserve the consistency of my presence in their building every day.
I've got a ton of students right here, like Bill Roberts' kids, or Paula kids, and what I want, ask them what they deserve. So go by, find these kids right here, a lot of them, high school, all the way down to 2nd, 3rd grade. Ask them, because they want to be back in the classrooms. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Appreciate it.
Our students are unique, and they deserve opportunities that nurture their creative growth.
Our students are curious, and they deserve teachers who are passionate about teaching them.
Our students are social justice warriors, so they deserve to have their voices heard.
Our students are individuals with varied interests, and they deserve an education system that does not solely prepare them to take a test.
Write them on the banner, people, write them on the banners. I am a student, and my teachers deserve to live in the Denver area without having roommates.
ustedes merecen maestros como ustedes, de calidad, que tienen pasión. Maestros como Miss Davis. Thank you, Miss Davis. I appreciate it. Necesitamos clases pequeñas para nuestros niños. Small classes for our students. Let's go fight together. All the community.
My students are critical thinkers and mathematicians, and they deserve best practices rather than canned curriculums.
My students for 32 years, that's right, are kindergartners, and they deserve developmentally appropriate activities.
My students with disabilities are brilliant, and they deserve a reliable case manager that stays with them every single year.
My students are from all over this city, and they deserve great schools in every neighborhood.
My students are people and deserve more than being political pawns for the district.
I deserve teachers who know how to enforce my IEP in ways so that I can learn.
Our students are black and brown and capable of transforming this world, and they deserve to know that.
My students from South High School are smart, and they deserve to be judged beyond the box of test scores.
Teachers deserve more! My students are special, and they deserve full-time mental health support in every building.
Our teachers are amazing, and they deserve more pay! I am a student, and my teachers deserve to be paid for the long hours they work to shape my education.
Darby Howell students are brilliant, passionate, intelligent, and resilient. And they deserve to have the doors of all the opportunities afforded to everyone else open to them through education. All right, everyone. I'm so happy I have all these folks lined up, but you know, we only have a permit for a little time. We got so much energy and so much love here. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's get ready to take this energy to bargaining and show them what we want and what our students deserve. All right, are y'all ready to head on down? All right, let's go. Let's go down to the library and let's let them know.
Okay, wait. Will the people nearest to the banners, can you please bring them forward? We're gonna march from the front of these steps. So people with the banners, we need probably about 5 or 6 people to carry each. Please make your way forward towards the stage. We will march to bargaining. We will deliver one poster to Susana Cordova. We will line the streets with the other. The district needs to know what our students want, what they deserve, who they are, and how we are going to get it. Please follow me and join me in the chant.